What is up, Sideways family? We're back again to another video, and we're here with the 370Z. We're basically gonna wrap this thing up here pretty soon. Danny's gonna be on his way tonight to go ahead and get the car started up on the link. Everything's done. So let me go ahead and show you guys everything that went ahead and got finished on this thing to kind of show you where we're at before we start the car up, and we'll get right into it. I think the idle might be okay where it's at. Well, guys, we're back at the shop this morning. It is now Wednesday. We have a lot of stuff going on today. We have Demetrius' 370 back on the rack. I'm just going to show you everything that's been done so far underneath. Obviously, fuel lines are all done and ran. The CD's done. Our crossmember has been recut and refabbed to fit and welded in. Our one-piece drive shaft is in right here and ready to go. So underneath, what we're going to go ahead and do right now is we're going to start getting the slave cylinder bled. We're going to go ahead and the downpipe is already all in and everything with the V-band here ready to go as well. We may have to cut and shorten this. I'm not really quite sure right this second. And also we're going to have to go ahead and fab his screamer pipe still. But underneath wise, we are pretty much done. All the custom radiator fab, let me kind of get into some of this stuff when I lower the car for you guys, so you guys can see what's going on. And then the throttle cable stuff's been finished. A lot of stuff's been finished on this thing to get us where we need to be. Danny's going to be coming on his way right now for us to be getting the car started. We're having a lot of problems with finding a lot of the sources in this car. Really, on the 370Z chassis, it's going to be a really, really hard car to deal with if you didn't already know. This car is even newer than a 350 or 235, so you can't really remove the stock ECU stuff and expect anything in the car to work. Your push-button start is ran through the CAN system. Your everything's pretty much ran through the CAN system. I'm having problems finding a switch 12-volt source from the car because you actually can't readily get to the ignition switch in the car. You can pull the button out to get to the push button, but the actual ignition switch is somewhere else in the vehicle, and I don't really know where it is. I'm not too familiar with this car, and I wasn't here to pull the original engine out. The car came in as a shell, basically, and with the engine just kind of placed in the car. If you haven't seen the other two videos of this vehicle, a lot of work on it into getting this thing done, the Afro Samurai 370Z. Super, super dope car. We're trying to get this car ready for Supras in Vegas. Supras in Vegas, we actually leave a week from today. That's going to be a whole other series that's going to be going on where basically it's probably going to be 1, 2, 3. There's 3 or 4 days we're going to be there. A lot of cool stuff's going to be happening. I'm going to film everything, keep you guys updated. You guys are going to love it. It's the biggest Supra show of the year. But getting back on this, we're supposed to have this car on dyno on Monday. So hopefully we can get the car started today or tonight. We need to do exhaust work. We're gonna run a single pipe from the downpipe all the way out, similar to a Supra, how you'd have a single pipe coming out the back right there. We don't really need twins, and honestly, it'll get better two-step and everything else too from one single exhaust. We'll just do 3-inch straight pipe to the back. I still need to wire up his triple fuel pump system a little bit cleaner and better than it is right now. I need to still go ahead and wire up a fuel pump relay system. There's a bunch of stuff that we kind of ended up missing while we were doing this, because I was under the impression that the in-tank pump was gonna fire and we were gonna be able to get that working. I was under the impression we were gonna be able to get the OEM fans in the car on an aftermarket radiator. It does not fit, or did not fit for the specific way that we were planning on running this vehicle. It all did work in the G35, and I've seen it work in a 350Z. I don't know why this car is so much different, but we were not able to use the OEM stuff. Also, the issue with this car is it's similar to BMW or like any of those newer style like Lexus cars. The reservoir is actually separate from the radiator, so all the water will go from like the water tank reservoir, or like whatever radiator cap reservoir you want to call it, and drain from there into the radiator. I mean, I don't really see that as being a sufficient way of working, but a lot of cars run it like that and it does work. But in this sense, let me go ahead and go down right now and I'll show you what we ended up doing. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a quick little look at what's going on. So we already went ahead and fabbed up and mounted an S-chassis radiator in this. We cut the water neck down to make it work, so we weren't having to make a custom pipe like we had to do in the other one. It's still very close. In the situation that we had to basically run the engine a little bit farther forward in this one, because I did a cut and weld shifter and wanted to have a little bit better shifter than what everybody runs. All the short shifters, for some reason, for all the CD transmissions are all really, really notchy, or you end up not finding the gears, or it's just they don't work well. So I went ahead and did like just like how Collins does. I did the cut and shorten and you know, the whole entire housing for the steel and the aluminum side, and the shifts like butter. We went ahead and didn't and put China turbo on it because the customer needed to save a few bucks here and there. And honestly, with the clutch situation and everything else too, he's probably going to do great with this. I have a few customers running our old SWP turbos we used to sell. This is going to be a 66, 62. It's got the anti-surge housing. They're nice and loud. We went ahead and did our custom reservoir setup for the power steering with all the lines and everything to the pump. All that's done. We went ahead and mounted the fuel pressure regulator on the firewall. Also went ahead and put the link map sensor in. We're running our FMS 1200cc injectors with the EV1 adapters to Denso connector. We've already run our battery location to the trunk. So back here, I know a lot of you guys have already seen the other video. This is kind of a little redundant, but I'm going to show you guys anyways. We do have our battery in the battery box back here. We do have our surge tank from Dutchworth with our triple fuel pumps in the tank. And then we also have all of our fuel lines running through the OEM grommet back here, and we have triple relays for triple fuel pumps in the back. So what I'm probably going to redo is I'm going to purpose one fuel pump for the one in tank, one relay for the one pump in tank, and then the other two right now will be for two of his pumps that are going to be inside of the tank for what it is. If he wants to go ahead and add a third, we can go ahead and do that later, but for now it's going to serve the purpose. As we can see the shifters in the center, we have our link BTI gauge that we have in there that we're going to have to plant and drill some holes and get all that to be situated later. That I'll show you guys in the dyno video of this car, but that I'll finish up and set up. We got to put the thermometer back on still, but for the most part, we are all together. The other issue we're having to do is we're going to have to run some kind of remote start switch in the car because once again, because it's a CAN car, it's just not going to work. But once the bumper's on this thing, it is just going to be beyond beautiful. I mean, like, it just is super awesome. I know the throttle cable in this took us a really long time to get something to work. It's been a really big pain in the ass to get done, but it's going to work. So let's go ahead and get this thing started up, and let's get the exhaust finished up so we can get the car all together and get it on the dyno. All right, guys, so we got the plastics from Demetrius yesterday, got the OEM hood, just went ahead and TIG welded the lower base of the radiator support. So we're gonna finally be getting this car all together in the front so we can see how badass it looks when it's together. That black paneling though in the back just looks so freaking nice. It's really cool too, because like, it has the OEM access ports, so you can just, you know, flip these up and get to whatever you need to get to. So definitely one of my favorite pieces that the G35 didn't get to have. We're going to be bolting the whole front end together right now and getting it all together. So super excited. Car is done and ready for dyno. So we'll go ahead and get this part done, and then we'll go ahead and pull the car out and get some final looks before dyno, guys. Just wanted to show you guys the Z now. It's all done. Exhaust is all finished up. Came out pretty cool. I know some of the aftermarket companies sell these single exhausts, so we did it kind of like a Supra underneath here, and went to the V-band. So really, really cool. Just did some quick manual bend piping and made a quick little hanger, and we're all done. So it's pretty cool like that, dude. Alrighty guys, so it is Saturday morning, and it's the last day we're going to be here before dyno for the 370Z. We're super, super excited about this. So we're going to go ahead and get the car pulled out, do a quick little B-roll on the car, show you guys what the exhaust sounds like, and then it's going to be the end of the video. So